Hey everyone, it's Alicia Atout, and welcome back to Knotfest Heavy Conversations. Today I'm joined by Staypuft, Mallow, Cori, Westbrook, and Daniel Dekay. How's everyone doing tonight?
Oh, I'm splendid.
Good.
Splendid.
Belly's
Woohoo.
full,
Splendid.
so I'm feeling great.
That's
What'd you
what's
eat?
most
You had food.
important. Yeah, what'd you have?
Bimbop.
Ooh.
Yeah, my girlfriend has a nice bimbop recipe. We use the fake meat in it, which actually tastes a lot better than your ground beef in it and everything like that. So we're not like vegetarians or anything like that, but a solid veg meal and very good.
Oh,
You have
the only
like
thing-
the stone bowl? You have like the whole setup and everything?
No, we do like it would probably be like I don't know, dollar store bimbop. We have kimchi, we have like
Bimbop
peeled
adjacent.
carrots and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's still like rice, the fried egg, the meat, the spinach, the
Sounds good
pickled
enough for
cucumbers.
me.
It's good. Like I'm
Oh my God.
I'm coming to have dinner at your house.
do it, man. Let's
Please.
go.
I only have steel timbits, so I'm like, that sounds amazing.
That's so Canadian.
Right? Gotta live
For
up
all our
to it.
American viewers, yes.
Yes, donut holes. Oh, we have some topics to dive into, everyone. So let's get to it. First up, the fall dates of the Knotfest Roadshow kick off September 20th in Nashville with Slipknot, Ice Nine Kills, and Crown the Empire. This lineup, it's fantastic. So we have to discuss it. So lay it out for me, panel. Who's hyped for the Roadshow to continue? I feel like Staypuft. Let's start with you, as Nashville is the first date.
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow, doing some IG stuff and, talking to all the fine people that are coming down to the show and everything like that. It's going to be great. This will be, I haven't been able to see Slipknot since touring and everything like that started coming back. I've just been missing them everywhere else that they've been. I've gotten to see Ice Nine Kills a couple of times at the festival I've been at. And if you like that band, they put on a hell of a show. And I'm just stoked to be able to see Slipknot again, see what they have to do. It'll be right before the new album drops, so maybe there might be a song or two in there. I don't know. We'll have to see what type of surprises are there, but I'm ridiculously stoked. It's always a fun time to go down to the arena in downtown Nashville and see a show, and then especially with how much of an event Slipknot shows are nowadays, I'm just like so ridiculously stoked to have some fun.
I really think that's the coolest part of it all, is the fact that when you go to a roadshow, it's like a mini festival. You know that every band's going to be solid. You're going to be in for a treat. You never know what tricks Slipknot are going to pull up their sleeves. Like, I remember when I saw them a few years ago in Finland, just like waiting for that massive backdrop to just like come down because the show's starting. Like, there's always these cool little things that they bring to the table. So I'm sure for this roadshow, it'll be something new and different. But Cori, what's your take on it all?
My only take is they're not coming to Oregon. They are actually the only band that I don't blame them for not coming to Oregon, because the last time they came to Oregon, that was the date that Jim Root's guitar was stolen.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're the only band that I'm like, okay, you can have a pass for not coming to Oregon, but I will not give them a pass for not at least coming to Washington. Come on, guys, come on. But it's okay. I got to see them on the last road show, and it was an awesome experience. It was a lot of fun. And the thing that stood out to me the most, that I thought was absolutely just kind of batshit insane, was, during every show when a band is like, is this your like 10th time seeing us? Is this your first time seeing us? There were more people there that it was their first time seeing Slipknot live than it was like their repeated times. And for a band that has been around for 23 years,
That's amazing.
to still pull in new people like that is inspiring. And I'm honestly stoked to see what they do with the next couple of generations of people that I know they're gonna inspire and bring into the metal world, because that's just what they do. So I'll give them a pass for not even coming to Washington. They can just have a pass. I know they'll be back.
That's so cool to see, though, because bands like that, the legendary ones that have been around for so long, like, they have that built-in core who have seen them dozens of times. So for it to be a majority leaning the other way, but knowing they still have that built-in fan base, like that's baffling to me. That's amazing. Dia, what are your thoughts on the whole roadshow taking this new trek?
So I think that, in terms of opening acts, Slipknot always does a really good job, and Crown the Empire slays and Ice Nine Kills slays, but I'm really excited to see Ice Nine Kills gain 20,000 new fans every single night, because that's what that band does. They win over any crowd. Metallica took them out for the same reason. You put them in front of a big audience like that, and they know how to perform. Staypuft said it. They put on one hell of a show. So super stoked to watch the Ice Nine takeover. Also, I mean, like, the musician nerd in me kind of has to wonder, like, new albums coming out in the middle of the tour. Are we going to get 2 different set lists, like pre-release and post? Are they going to just come out straight out the gate tomorrow night playing songs that no one in the world has heard?
Just a ton of new tracks.
Yeah, like there's so many possibilities. And plus, you know, the new costume thing is cool. Like since this cycle has begun, we've got like the new animatronic Sid. We got V-Man's chopped off the sleeve now. Like everyone's costumes are evolving. There's new shit happening. I'm really excited to see what they do with this leg. There's a lot of different ways it could go.
Well, you mentioned how they put on one hell of a show, so we're going to go from Slipknot to another artist who's known for doing that, along with dropping one hell of a great record. We're talking about Ozzy, everyone, as he has had his highest charting solo album in the UK with his new record, Patient Number 9. This is massive for him. I mean, to still be drawing these numbers this far into your career, but also having the album being really, really good, like that's a hard feat. So how's everyone feeling about the news? Cori?
Well, I mean, speaking of bands that have inspired generations, how many generations is Ozzy on inspiring now? 5, 6? I mean, a generation is about every 10 years, and he's been around for 500 years. So, I mean, for him to still be not only kicking, but kicking ass. Like that is what he's known for. That's what he's doing. I've had the pleasure of seeing him live. It's been a few years since I've seen him live, and he still gives everything he has, just like he probably did back in the 70s before I was even like a thought. And it's inspiring to see somebody who's still inspiring, still bringing people into the genre, because I mean, how many of us grew up listening to Ozzy? And we're at least 2 generations of people, because at least 2 of y'all are, actually all 3 of y'all are younger than me, but 2 of y'all are several years younger than me. So I mean, I was inspired by him. I mean, one of my favorite songs growing up was Crazy Train, because who didn't have that as a favorite song?
Of course.
And just, I mean, so now that I'm grown up, I see other people growing up with his music, and I know my parents grew up with his music, and it's like, I mean, that's badass.
Generational tunes. I love to see it. And Staypuft, how about you?
So yeah, I mean, I fucking love Ozzy Osbourne so much. Like one of those formative bands for me that just like, I mean, I've been listening to him almost as long as I've been listening to heavy metal, and to see him, I mean, Cori said it inspired, right? These songs, both Ordinary Man and Patient Number 9, both sound inspired, like he's having fun writing music again. I think a lot of credit has to go to Andrew Watt for kind of helping pull him out of that, because I know that there was a lot of hemming and hawing over some of his output the past few years. I say one of the albums that got me into Ozzy was Down to Earth. I will say it, I like that album, but I'm of a generation that, you know, wasn't, hadn't been listening to him for 20 years before that album came out. And just to be able to sit down and listen to a brand new Ozzy album in 2022 and have it capture your attention for almost the entire hour that it's on, and not only that, but have songs that could have worked on Osmosis or No Rest for the Wicked or something like that. Like the title track could legitimately have been like a second or third song on Osmosis. It's just incredible to see. I think, Cori, Paranoid came out 52 years ago today. It was either today or yesterday. I don't exactly remember. So we're like right on the money on that. And you think about that, like what has happened in the world in 52 years? Doesn't matter. Ozzy has been a constant all throughout that. And he deserves it. And it's so good to see his career kind of have this resurgence towards the end, because you never know how much longer we're going to have with Ozzy. And to have, you know, this be our memories right now is so incredible. And makes you think, you thought about Ordinary Man. Was there another album going to come after that? Now, is there going to be another album to come out after Patient Number 9? I don't know, but he sounds inspired and wants to write stuff. So I wouldn't bet against the Ozman myself.
I know we're all hoping for it, but that was seriously so beautifully put. The fact that we have all of these artists who are still putting out these kick-ass tunes, like it's mind-blowing to me. So D, where are you at?
Okay, Staypuft. He's the Prince of Darkness. He's immortal, dude. He's
never going anywhere.
He's never gonna leave us.
It's cool.
Here's 52 more years.
It feels like more of a collective almost than it does like an Ozzy record. It's kind of cool. He's got his friends all over it. You know, from riff god Tony Iommi, Zach's there, Beck's there, Trujillo's there, Clapton's there, Chad Smith, Taylor Hawkins on the drum end, Duff McKagan's there. Like it's stacked. It's a great record. But I mean, the thing in question here is that this is Ozzy's highest charting solo release of all time. And I get it. He's in a way more popular than ever. He's more of a pop culture icon than he's ever been. And there was tons of promotion that went into this album, but like, how the fuck is this album charting higher than Bark at the Moon and Sin and Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman?
Valid point.
Yeah.
Kidding me? How is that even possible? That's the mind fuck for me about this whole thing.
Because you're up, it's not one generation or two generations that are into Ozzy. It is now 5 generations that are all fueling this release. It's the people from when Paranoid came out all the way to like the 13-year-olds that are getting into metal right now. So like I said earlier, totally inspiring, just that many generations behind one man.
And they also factor in all the streaming stuff and everything like that, because
That's
you're
true,
right.
too.
I mean, Senjutsu by Iron Maiden was their highest topping record as well. And I think we're starting to see a trend like that, you know, like the movies that come out nowadays are the biggest box office hits because we just have to spend more money to go to a movie nowadays than we did 20 years ago or whatever it was. So there is a little bit of that. I see it, you know, but I'm with you too. I'm with you too.
Yeah, good points around, across the table, but I feel like it's just a good kudos to him in the end. That's what we're all here for. And now we're going to get
the table around the table.
That's true. I like that.
It's a circle.
That's good. Now we're going to dive into our favorite track of the week. This is going to be something that was just released or just a song you are simply super into right now. So D, what are you loving?
Oh man, I got a good one. The new Tribulation song.
Excellent.
It's going to be what I picked.
Yeah,
No way.
Beast, man.
It's so good.
Awesome. So check this out. Tribulation lost their main songwriter. The dude who was writing all the tunes left the band and everyone was freaked out. But have no fear, because they've got my favorite Swedish songwriter pretty much of all time, Josef Thol, coming in and filling in, and they've released their first song since Josef is now part of the writing team, and it's so fucking good. Classic Tribulation. It's gloomy. It's vintage in the instrumentation. It's evil as fuck. It's like blackened stadium goth rock. It's like really awesome.
That's a great way to describe it.
That has these like floating head Bohemian Rhapsody-esque shots. I've even seen this new lineup live at Psycho. They're fucking killing it. I am so excited for this release. And I punished Josef so hard after the show. I'm like, dude, they couldn't have added like more of my favorite dude to one of my favorite bands already. It's like, it's a super group to me now. So hyped on the new Tribulation.
And Staypuft, what would you like to add to that since that was your pick?
I don't know if I have much to add to it, because I think DK hit it all the head. I'll say I saw them in Norway as well, and they fucking killed it out of the park, man. It was so good. They had like incense on the stage as they were setting up, so it already had that like foggy kind of like it smelled like a decaying church in there and everything like that. And they come out with their makeup, and they just like look like some like fucking like vampire zombies on stage just playing this kick-ass song. So yeah, I'm with D on this one. Like Tribulation's new song is the song of the week as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, Cori, you agree, or do you have a different pick?
I actually have a couple of different picks that I'm going to shout out. The first one is from Strigoi, and the track is called An Ocean of Blood. If you want something to like kick off your spooky season, it is an excellent spooky season song because it is disturbing. The video is disturbing. The track is disturbing. You will be uncomfortable, and you will enjoy every waking minute of being uncomfortable. And the other track I'm going to shout out, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what it's going to be. Anybody who knows me, John's making the face because he knows exactly what it's going to be. It's the new Lorna Shore. Like, mother of God. Like, first of all, how dare they make me watch that video with my own eyes? That was like the opening scene of Up. That hurt. That was painful. But then you go back and you read the lyrics, and you know what's going to happen. They're going to play this song live, and there's going to be people weeping in the audience. It's me. I'm people, and I will be the one weeping in the audience. Because, like, how is deathcore that just viscerally emotional? It just, they get down into your soul, pull it out, rip it up, and then shove it back in, so you have to feel that pain. But it's good. I like it. Not to be dramatic or anything.
You dramatic? No way.
What? I would have never put that together.
Seriously, I think this Lorna Shore record is going to be like a pivotal moment for the genre. Their tour is selling out left, right, and center. There's only a couple shows that aren't sold out. That album is going to be fucking huge. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be a game changer for deathcore.
Oh,
You
it's
heard
going to
it
be a
here
game changer
first.
for metal because so what's happening with Lorna Shore right now is kind of what happened with, Slipknot and Korn and all those guys back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Metal is starting to see kind of a more mainstream resurgence. If you go look at their streaming numbers, they are just demolishing everyone left and right. For a deathcore band, for a band that heavy, it's going to change things in the genre. It's going to bring a whole new crop of fans, and it's going to make being into heavy music okay again. And I am so freaking here for it.
I love that take. I think the band that I chose, they're kind of making heavy metal a bit more accessible to people, which I think is really unique and different. I can't stop listening to the new Electric Callboy. Like, since interviewing the guys
Excellent
in
band.
person, it's so good, this record. I was interviewed them twice in person within like 48 hours a few months ago. Their outlook on life, it's so joyful and fun and inclusive, and that moves into their music. They literally give zero fucks about genre or being silly or sticking to their guns on everything creative. And I just love them so much for that. So the song I am choosing is We Got the Moves. It's explosive with frantic energy, has that driven bass line throughout the entire song. It's so danceable, all while fusing pop, metal, and rap. And then I love it. I've been hearing it way too frequently. So definitely go and listen to the newest from Electric Callboy.
So are you
now
just
it's
doing the
time.
head bobs
the
all
whole
day?
time.
You just do it
Everybody
like
wants
this?
some high five all day. I think I'm a little sore, actually. But now it's time for Tour Festival that we are most excited about. So for me and my boys in Palais Royale, they are now on a North American tour after a sold-out tour throughout Europe. I'm going to be hitting up their New York City show in a couple weeks' time. From hanging off of rafters to giving out roses to the fans in the crowd, it's just an immersive experience tied along with some really good art, fashion, punk rock. So I'm all for those Palais Royale boys. If you guys are in North America, check them out. Now, Staypuft, who's your tour?
So I've got some huge FOMO for the people over in Manchester in a couple of weeks because Damnation Festival, after Ministry dropped out due to unforeseen circumstances. Listen to this shit. Headlining Damnation Festival in a couple of weeks. Converge performing all of Jane Doe. Godflesh performing all of Street Cleaner. Pig Destroyer performing all of Prowler in the Yard, and At the Gates performing all of Slaughter at the Soul, on top of already having Elder and Misery Index, Green Lung, Iris, 40 Watt Sun, Pallbearer, like all of these crazy bands. You have those legends performing those pillars of our genre in full, all like in one fucking weekend. Get out of here. Get out of here. Are you kidding me? So that would be my tour announcement of the week, because that is going to be an insane weekend over in the UK in a couple of weeks.
I can tell you're just a little hyped about it.
I'm not even going. Like, I can't even imagine the people that are going to be there.
That's so good.
You got all those album exclusives. That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
ridiculous.
Like, even just one. I mean, D, I know you saw At the Gates perform Slaughter to the Soul in Vegas, right? And that must have been just a fucking moment. Yes. But like, Pig Destroyer, Convert, come on.
Dude, Jane Doe, though, Street Cleaner, come on.
Dude.
Performed live. It's unreal.
That's awesome. Cori, who would you choose?
Well, I'm personally stoked to be going to Aftershock. It'll be my first time like repping Knotfest in person, so I'm very stoked for that aspect of it. And plus, I'm just stoked to see a whole bunch of those bands. I'm honestly, okay, this is gonna sound really, really weird, especially coming from me, but I'm really stoked to see Code Orange live again. Those guys put on such a fun freaking show. There's a lot of crowd surfing. There's a lot of kicking in the pit, but I'm okay with that. I have embraced that it is now a thing that happens a lot at shows, even non-hardcore shows. There's a lot of kicking, but it's just a pretty stacked lineup. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm stoked to be going for all 4 days.
Ooh. I can't wait to see the interviews and just the content that's coming.
Oh, I'm gonna be awkward as hell. This is my first time doing like in person. Yeah, like, see, Zoom is one thing. These people got to deal with me in real life. Pity them.
Dee, what would you say is your pick?
So there's a wicked tour going on right now in Europe. It's the Chariots of Fire tour. Swedish black metal gods Watain headlining. Abbott, we know from Immortal, who's absolutely killing it on his own right now, is direct My favorite Swedish vampire is Tribulation, and then fucking Bolzer opening the show. And if you don't know Bolzer, they are the coolest, and you have to know Bolzer. It's a duo from Switzerland. They're extreme black and death, but they bring it so much further into the atmospheric stuff. And it's like it's kind of like a bit of a religious experience seeing this band live. I've seen them in club settings and like weird Euro festival settings, and the band is always insane. That's like a crazy, like extreme metal bill to me, like black metal and death metal all on one thing. Like I want to go see that shit in Europe right now.
Woohoo. That's amazing. These are some crazy tours that are on the horizon. I'm really glad that some of us are able to check some of them out. Some of us are going to be sad from afar, but to those going, good to you. But there you have it, everyone. If you would like to know more on all of the tours, interviews, and everything else Knotfest is brewing, be sure to hit up knotfest.com. And of course, thank you so much for watching Knotfest Heavy Conversations. On behalf of our awesome Knotfest hosts, Staypuft, Mallow, Cori, Westbrook, and Daniel Dekay, I've been Alicia Atout, and you already know we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.